This woman eats for free by hanging out at wasteful supermarket dumpsters. Let's get right into it. So, one man's trash is another man's three-course dinner. A woman in England revealed she has eaten very well for free for the past month, while helping her community do the same simply by hanging around local supermarket dumpsters. Jill Bennett, 62, was on her way into her local market in Northampton, East Midlands, to go grocery shopping when she noticed a supermarket worker about to trash 10 bags of food. I thought surely they're not going to throw that out, so I followed, she told Kennedy News. Bennett stopped the worker and asked if she could take the bags and had a peek inside. When I looked, I thought, bloody hell. I was gobsmacked, she said. I was disgusted, enthralled, and excited. For the last month, the freegan has survived eating 3 meals a day solely supplied by her supermarket trash after she was sickened by seeing the fresh fruit, vegetables, meat, and ready meals going to waste. She has since been dining on lamb chops, whole chickens, ready meals, curries, apple pies, and fancy chocolates all saved from the dumpster. I mean, it looks like there's like a lot of actually decent food there, right? That being said, I mean, diving into a dumpster, I've eaten for free for a month now, and I've eaten better, fresher food than I've ever eaten. I eat fresh food every day, she said. I don't take things that are out of date or go in old bins for old food. All the food would have been sold 10 minutes earlier. Yesterday I had scrambled eggs on toast, all free. For lunch I had potato, spinach, and tomato curry. The only things I had myself were oil and spices, and in the evening I had roasted vegetables and couscous and apple pie, Bennett said. While Bennett is happy to be eating good food for free, she is disgusted by the food waste. According to a recent study by Business Waste, the UK throws away around 9.5 million tons of food waste in a single year, even though 8.4 million people in the UK are in food poverty. All this food is being thrown away every single day in every single shop and is criminal. There's food poverty, food waste, and people can afford to pay their bills and eat. Probably 5 minutes away from them, the shops are throwing fully good food away, and then we get the government saying there isn't a problem here. People don't know how to cook or budget. It makes me sick, Bennett explained. It got me thinking that this is happening in every single shop in every town, every city. After her first stop at her usual shop, Bennett went to other local markets to see what else she could find. I went in the bin that time and found about €200 worth of chocolates and flowers that had been thrown away. All the chocolates were in date and all the flowers were fresh, so I came back to where I live and I gave them all away. Everyone was very excited. The care worker noted when her local shops were discarding their unwanted or unsellable products and began returning at the same times every week, hanging around the dumpsters. I went back the next week and waiting at 3:30 p.m. for throwing out time, and the manager came out and he was about to throw it in the bin, so I got in my car and asked him if he was binning it. He gave it to me and said he hates throwing all the food away, Bennett said. Bennett is proud to share that she saved €100 this month that she would have spent on food and shared 4 times that with her local community. I was really pleased to be able to save the food and to share it. There was too much for me to take home. She recognizes that not everyone wants to track their local markets, trash times, and hang around the dumpsters, but insists that people should be aware that they can do this on a practical level, sharing some of the food she's just been given because she asked for it. For me, This is a very practical thing and political. I eat for free and eat really well, but I'm passionate and sickened by all this food waste and really believe something needs to be done about it, Bennett explained, noting that many families have struggled during the COVID 19 pandemic, especially in this day and age when people are really struggling with paying their bills and food. Let's see if there's any comments. I read somewhere that 1/3 of all food is thrown out. That would suck if that's true. Can't knock the hustle, but I'll pass. She looks terrible. Maybe she ought to reconsider this strategy. To each his own, I guess. Now, here's the thing, right? Based off what she was saying, right? She's not actually like dumpster diving for her food, right? Because this is like a very specific difference that you need to be aware of, right? There's a difference between diving into dumpsters illegally and also asking to have the food before it's actually thrown away, right? Because they, they use very key wording here by hanging around local supermarket dumpsters, right? They always say hanging around, okay? Which means she's never actually going into any of these dumpsters for this food. She happens to wait around, and as like an employee tends to do their like daily throwaway routine before they actually get the chance to actually throw this food into the dumpster. She goes like, "Hey, I see that you're about to throw that away. Can I just have that instead?" Right? So I view it a little bit differently because at first I was originally thinking that, oh, is she like diving into dumpsters for this free food? That is extremely unhealthy because you could get really weird infections from a dumpster, right? And also it's potentially illegal in some states, countries, etc., blah, 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 blah. But because she is waiting around these dumpsters, I gotta say, I think this is actually a great idea, right? If you could save money doing this and also providing food for your local community without having to spend any money, because all this food would have been in the dumpster if you didn't intervene, I think that's a pretty cool idea. Because you got to keep in mind, there is a difference between diving into the dumpster for these foods and asking for the food before it gets tossed into the dumpster, right? Like that is a very, very key difference, and it changes the whole narrative of this story, depending on if you pay attention to the wording of the story. So, I actually think this is a great way to save money. I think this is a great way to be generous to your local community. And also, you'd help out local businesses as well because it also means that they have less waste that they actually got to worry about. And also, they make them feel like a little bit better about, providing food to like the local community. So, I like this kind of thing. I probably wouldn't really take my time out of the day to do something like this. But if you want to save money, maybe just go ask your local grocery store or local business. It's like, hey, if you guys are going to like just toss out like bagels or something, do you mind me just coming by and grabbing it before you were to actually toss them away? You know, something to think about. It's an interesting way to save money. If you want to learn how to get out of debt, go to 40inbox.com.